delicious. There's a bee here. It's just embarrassing. Hello my loves, if you're new here, my name is Lily. I am an anxious girl who loves to read, and if you're not new here, then welcome back. Today we are going on a little bit of a trip. We are actually going, me and my mum, to be living in a camper van for 24 hours without like any Wi-Fi or anything like that. We are going to be parked on my grandparents' lawn. We're going to have access to bathroom and toiletries and such things, and food and a stove and all of that. So it's not full-on camper life, but it's still a little bit because it is like 28 degrees Celsius in the city here, and my grandparents live outside of a different town, so we are going to be traveling for about an hour to get there, but it's going to be a lot colder there. They also live right by a lake, so we're going to be able to swim, and I'm just gonna be reading. So I've brought one physical book, and then I've downloaded 3 books on my Kindle, and now I just got myself a summer iced latte. I don't know what is in it. I assume coffee, and it looked like strawberry because it's pink, but I'm not entirely sure. And I'm also filming in public for the first time talking, and I'm not entirely comfortable with it, but I'm rolling with it. I'm gonna be sipping on this during the trip, and I'm going to be hoping that it doesn't give me the shits. And now my phone is ringing. I'm also pretty sure I only paid for a small, but I think I got a large because in Sweden smalls aren't this big. But lucky me, I guess. Let's go. Absolutely stunning here. It is so cozy. I brought out my glasses and my little book, and it's time to read. I also have my headphones, so I'm gonna put on some music in my ears just because I like to lock out all of the sounds when I'm reading. I'm in my little bikini top and a little skirt, and I'm just sitting here on this blanket. I have 2 blankets because I hate the feeling of grass on my feet. I'm reading Once Upon a Broken Heart. I've never read this before. I have read Caraval. I think I gave the first book like 3 stars, and then I didn't really enjoy the second and third. I think I gave them, maybe I gave the first one like 3.5. I wasn't obsessed like some people are, like I've heard some people be, because I thought that it was just a bit too much of the flowery writing, so I have been putting off reading this. My father bought me this when he was in London a couple of years ago, so I've had it for a long time, and it's a stunning cover, and I love, even though it's a pocket, that it has like all of these details. But I did read like the prologue last night, and it kind of just captured me because I was reading the like first paragraph of almost all the books that I haven't read yet, just because I wanted to choose what I wanted to bring with me. Like my Kindle was a given, but I wanted a physical book as well. And I don't know, I ended up reading the entire prologue when I started reading this, so I was like, that's a sign, I'm gonna bring this. And it's summary, it's cute. So this is what we're reading. I also have a little Coke Zero, just because it's so hot and you need to hydrate. And I mean, I really hope that my camera handles this heat better than I do, because I am melting and I am in the shadow, and it's like, what is it, 2 o'clock, 3, even maybe 3 p.m. So it's still like 25 Celsius, and it's afternoon, so I don't know. It's gonna be even hotter tomorrow, so it's a good thing that we're here, because in the city it was like, the city was like an oven. I'm just gonna put on some music and get to reading, really. delicious. There's a bee here. I'm like 170 pages into Once Upon a Broken Heart, and I'm really loving it. Like, I don't know why I didn't vibe with Caraval, but I feel like this is just like more my speed. I'm on chapter 34, and oh my god, things are happening. Like, it's really fast paced, more fast paced than I remember Caraval being. But there's also so much going on. Like, I feel like there's like an underlying plot that is going on, and then like all of the surface drama is like trying to distract you from the like underlying sense of something bad is about to happen that has been like, it's been there from like the first page. Because I feel like, I don't know, you can't trust anyone, and it's creeping me out. I feel weird. Like, I'm just on the edge of my seat every page because I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen? Who's gonna betray who? What's true? What's a lie? What's this? What's that? Who? Like, it's just, there's so many questions, and every time like a question is answered, it's answered with another question. So it's definitely keeping me intrigued. I don't like going into this. I thought that Jax, because I had heard about him, I thought he was going to be the love interest. I think he still might be, but I'm also like, there's the prince, and then there's a brother to the prince, and there's some bad blood between the two. So I'm like, do we have a love triangle? Do we have a like quadruple? Whatever it's called. Like, hello. It's, I mean, I don't really know what to expect, because what I thought was going to happen more towards the end of the book has already happened. So now I'm like, what's gonna go wrong in the next like 200 pages? Is it 200 left? I don't want to spoil myself, but I think it's like almost it's 408 pages long, and I'm on page 233. So like, what are the next 170 pages going to be? I don't like, there's so many questions that still haven't been answered, but the like big thing that I thought that we were building towards has already happened, and nothing like happened. No massive thing happened when that happened, which I was like waiting for. So now I'm like, I've been misled. What is what is going on? When is the other shoe about to drop? Like, when is it gonna... I'm nervous. I really love the way that she's written this. Like, her writing is really good. I do feel like there's a lot of like flowery prose, but it isn't unnecessary. Like, it's just enhancing the world rather than being the entirety of the story. Because that's what I like didn't like about Caraval, is that I felt like it was just flowery speech to like puff the text out rather than enhance the world. It didn't like do anything. It was kind of unnecessary, but here it feels like every sentence is really purposeful. Flowery writing happens in connection to like world building or character building or the magic system, or you know, anything like that. So I feel like it has a purpose rather than just being thrown in there to make it like beautiful writing, if that makes sense. I don't know if any of that made sense. I already want to read the next one, and I have a feeling that I'm going to be left on a massive plot twist or like cliffhanger, because that's I feel like that's what this book has been building towards the entire story. So I don't feel like the story is going to be tied up with a bow at the end. I think it's just going to unravel, and then we're just going to be left with that until I can get my hands on the next book. My grandmother's looking at me wondering what I'm doing. This is where we're going to be staying. This is the little bed and there's some seating, but we're only sleeping here tonight. My mother thinks this is going to be really cozy. I am having a little bit of panic because I feel contained and I feel slightly nauseous because we're standing at a bit of a lean downwards. So she's fiddling with something. Oh, the light's on. There we go. But we don't want anything flying in here. We have the like roof window open because it's probably gonna get really hot because it's gonna get 33 degrees Celsius tomorrow. So in the morning it's probably gonna be really warm. It's kind of cooler now because it's like almost 11. I don't know how much I'm gonna sleep. Like, I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit like I don't want to sleep because I am a little bit scared, but we'll see.
She's gonna be so safe with her mom.
Stop it. That's just embarrassing. I'm not a child, but I'm feeling like I'm regressing a bit to my childhood. I have my Kindle so I can read. I have my headphones and audiobooks, and we'll see how the night goes. Good morning. A little morning update. I've slept. I've not slept much. It was hot. It was narrow. The bus was like creaking every time you turned around, and I was just like a little bit tense that I couldn't really relax and fall asleep. But I have slept a couple of hours, so that's something. It's a lot warmer today. I already feel like I'm melting and it's only like 11 a.m. But we've eaten breakfast and now I'm just gonna fill out my reading journal because I finished Once Upon a Broken Heart last night and I loved it. Like, the ending was a little bit anticlimactic because, as I said before, the whole story was like building up towards this big thing, and then that big thing was just like her realizing it. Like, it wasn't an action that like triggered her realizing it, or I don't know, like something happening. It was just like her thinking to herself and then being like, this is it. Like, she was just like realizing it in her mind, which made it a little bit anticlimactic for me. So I was left feeling a little bit like, oh, is that it? I still really want to read the next book, but that is the only reason it's a 4.5 star and not a 5 star, because it was really good and I'm obsessed and I really need to know what happens next. I don't have the next book, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start a book on my Kindle, and that is going to be The Love Haters by Catherine Center. But I'm first going to fill out my reading journal. I'm going book shopping in Gothenburg on Friday, which is 2 days from now. So I'm not going to order the next books because I think I'm going to order both the second and the third, but I'm not ordering them. I will, however... My mum is carrying a table and I am confused. I will look for them in the bookstores first, and if I don't find them there, then I'm going to order them. What are you doing? There's bugs all over that table. That's why we moved away from the table. And now you brought said table to us. I was supposed to travel home, which is like an hour and a half, 2 hours journey by bus and train and then bus again from my grandparents on my own. I started traveling, arrived in the city where I live. Mum wasn't with me because she was going to stay another night, or she isn't with me because she was supposed to stay another night at my grandparents. And I get here and I realize that, oh shit, I don't have the key with me and we only have one key. So now I have to sit here and wait for Mum, who was supposed to stay another night but now can't stay another night because she has to travel back to bring the key, but she's now then gonna stay here as well. So like our entire vacation, or like us staying away, was completely fucked by me getting really overstimulated over there, not being able to stay for another night because I just felt like I just needed to go home. I just wanted to sleep in my own bed. I've slept like for 2 hours tonight. I'm absolutely just so completely tired. I wanted a bed and I wanted the couch, and I bought food with me that's warm that's now gonna go cold. So I'm gonna sit here on this park bench with my Kindle and read until Mum gets here. I had no thoughts of bringing the key, which is so stupid because why would you not bring the key? But then I've never had to bring a key from Mum's apartment because I've only just visited her apartment and we only have one key, so we need to make more keys, but we haven't made more keys yet. Like it just became this whole ordeal, and I'm just so tired, and I've honestly just like given up. Like I'm done. I'm so tired. I'm just gonna continue reading. I'm 28% in and I am loving it. I always love Catherine Sense's books. I really love her writing. The chemistry between the main character and the love interest is already like exquisite. So I'm just gonna keep flying through this until Mum gets here and I can eat my food. I'm so hungry. Like I need to use the bathroom and I'm starving and I can do nothing about either of those things because this isn't the type of food that I can eat with my fingers. And I've also been on a train and on a bus, so even if it were, I wouldn't want to eat it with my fingers because my fingers are not clean because I've been traveling. That's life, I guess. Slightly wet update. I don't think I've talked to you guys since the key debacle when I forgot the key at my grandparents'. My hair was extremely pretty and then we biked in the rain. I was gonna go to Gothenburg today, which is why I was going to turn this living in a van video into a spend a weekend with me video because so much was going on. And so I went up really early this morning at like 7:30 and then Dad picked me up and we were gonna go to Gothenburg. I was gonna go in bookstores and I was gonna vlog that, and I was gonna get a bunch of books because I had some money to spend on books and I was really excited and looking forward to it. And then we're like half an hour from Gothenburg when the car breaks down. So I spent the entire morning and like lunchtime and up until an hour ago basically in a car shop, a mechanic shop, waiting for them to like fix our car enough so that we could go home. I didn't get to go book shopping. I did, however, with my mum, bike into town and we went to the tiny but extremely expensive bookstore that exists in town, which is the only one that exists here. And I would have to pay an arm and a leg to buy a book there, which I'm not doing when there's cheaper options. So I strolled around, as you saw, or if I'm adding the clip here, I don't know. And just, I saw 2 books that I really wanted. But instead, I have my computer here and you guys are gonna get to be with me as I order the books that I want from Amazon instead, because Gothenburg isn't happening. Let's go online book shopping, which is just as good, kind of. I'm telling myself that just so that I don't break down and cry. I'm gonna smile until I actually feel happy. That's what I'm gonna do, you know? They have a special edition of Shield of Sparrows, which is one of the books that I want. Question is it gonna actually have the sprayed edges? It's really pretty. Is this, yeah, this is the Swedish Amazon, just so that I'm not in the British Amazon and then get really disappointed because those books don't exist here, you know? We don't want that to happen. No more disappointment today, because we are smiling until we feel happy. I don't know if that works. Add it to cart. It might be the only version. I'm gonna search for it, because it might be, because when I looked for the paperback, it did not exist. And it still doesn't. Maybe I won't be able to get Shield of Sparrows then. I have 3 books in my cart already, which is A Curse for True Love, since I want that one, because I read Once Upon a Broken Heart, as you guys saw, and I have the second book and I'm starting the second book today, so I really want A Curse for True Love. And we have Alive and Wells, because I've been wanting to read that for a long time. We have Nightshade, because I've been obsessed with that book since before it came out. I've been following the author on BookTok for a while and I love every single post of hers. Those 3 we are definitely getting. Then it is if we're getting that special edition of Shield of Sparrows, because there's no other alternative. We have Hot Girl Summer, which I really want because it's summer and I'm a hot girl and I feel like that just makes sense. We have Never Been Shipped, which is a access to lovers rom-com on a cruise between 2 bandmates speaking my language. So I'm just gonna add them to basket and then I'm gonna sort them out later. I have some Coke here as well, the drink, as you can see, not the powder, because my only addiction is books. I am interested in main characters. What else was I going to be looking for? I had a list on my phone. One Golden Summer. This is not as fun as looking around in a bookstore. It's just isn't. Why is that so expensive? Amazon, what is happening? You're supposed to be cheap. Oh, that's a price for One Golden Summer that I can get on board with. Usually dispatched within 6 to 7 months. No. No. I'm not waiting 6 to 7 months. I really want The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy, but that isn't out yet. That comes out the 8th of July. The Wind Weaver. We saw this one in the store we were at later and it looked really good. Prophecy Reignited, A Storm Unleashed. I love that. Could shatter everything. An epic gripping romantic debut which would steal your heart and take your breath away. I get a little bit hesitant to get books when they call them romantasy, because sometimes they aren't actually romantasies, they're just fantasy books written by women and, well, sexism. But most romantasies that are actual romantasies I usually don't love. Like Heavenly Bodies, for example. I didn't like that at all. So whenever I see romantasy instead of fantasy or fantasy with romance, I'm always a bit like, I don't know if this is for me. I added that to basket. I feel like I added Hot Girl Summer to my list today because I saw a TikTok about it. So I feel like I'm gonna wait with that. Maybe get that on my Kindle instead, or wait with it until a later date. Never Been Shipped also sounds really good, but I just read More Than Shipmates, which I read after, because I finished, what did I finish? The day after I read The Love Haters by Catherine Center, and I gave that 4 stars. I really liked it. The romance was really good, but I just felt like the romance at the end was a little bit rushed, and since the romance was so good, I really wanted to sit with that a bit more. Same day I finished that, because I read that in one sitting, I picked up More Than Shipmates, and then I finished it yesterday, and it was okay. It was a 3-star, but I wasn't like obsessed, and that was a book that plays out on a cruise. And even though this is a very different kind of cruise, she was also singing, but she was singing musicals, and the love interest was singing musicals, and these are artists like in a band, so I feel like maybe it's just a bit too close to what I've read recently. So we'll remove that one. Really want to read 11 Wells. Let's keep these 4, proceed to check out and see what it amounts to when I've gotten that 15% off. 2 of them I can get tomorrow. Oh, I just placed the order. Well, I guess I'm getting those 4 books. I pressed the wrong button and I now ordered those books. That is it for this video. I think we're gonna end it here and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.